So I've built hundreds upon hundreds of automations, and what I'm going to be doing in this video is showing the back end operations, and then very specifically building brand new systems from scratch, so that you see how I think through the project management workflows and how all of this stuff fits into the larger operation. And so what we're going to be doing today is building up the copywriting system. So the project management specifically for the copywriting. Currently, we've got a client management system, which also helps us with client onboarding. We've got client comms, so sending weekly reports, sending updates. We've got the campaigns, which allows us to create campaigns very easily. The domains system, which allows us to set up domains, manage domains, deactivate domains, do all of that stuff. And the client funnel, which allows us to keep track of the master inbox, follow up with leads, keep track of how many leads we're getting, generating, all of that stuff, right? But now we want to create a copywriting system, right? And previously, we've kind of been doing this randomly, right? There's been no structure that we've used, and the reason for this, by the way, is because I wanted to, first of all, prior to automating anything, I wanted to first of all understand like what are the different components that go into the copywriting aspect. But now that we have it very clearly outlined, we are ready to start building the systems. So if you have your SOPs ready, you have all your systems, then you're also ready. So let's start with the first thing. The first thing is the way we've structured it. We've structured it in a master space, and then underneath, it's a bunch of lists that are all related to one another. And by the way, if you want to copy my Clickup workspace, just go to afonto.com/automations. There's 100 automations that you can copy and paste, but one of them is my Clickup workspace. So you can literally just duplicate my Clickup workspace into your own account. And so, boom, we start here. This is how I've structured it. And the reason I've structured it like this, by the way, is because I'm running a productized agency. And so every single client is going to get communicated with. Every single client is going to get campaigns. Every single client is going to get domains. Every single client is going to get a client funnel. If you're running a custom web dev agency, then you don't need to structure it like this. You'll probably be better off using folders. But in my case, this is great. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a new list. So this is how we would add a brand new department. So this one is going to be called copy writing, because that's what we are working on today. And then boom, we add it here, and we can also just move it right above the campaigns, because it's going to actually be a prerequisite to the campaign. So once the campaign has been created, I'll show you an example of what that looks like. We can edit campaign. This is a campaign that was created via automations. We don't actually have the copy in here. What we would be trying to do is just grab the copy from here, boom, and then just copy and paste it here, right? And so the system that we're trying to create is a way for us to easily keep track of the workload and the backlog of copywriting tasks that are happening. And obviously, we've got other systems that are helping us come up with the copy, but what we want to create is a way for us to keep track and monitor the copywriting progress across all clients, right? And so, boom, we've got the copywriting. Let's change the icon over here to be like a pen or something. Yeah, so like let's do this pen. I like this one. No, not that one. I like this one. Okay, so we've got copywriting. Boom. Now, this is how I structure every single one of my ops. We have a task name, right? So we're going to always have a name. And then this one's actually good. We should have a due date. And then we have a due date. And then in this case, we always have a client. And so if you recall, every single one of these components are linked with one another. And so the copywriting is linked with the client, and in this case, it's going to be linked with the campaign, right? And so boom, we've got the copy, we've got the due date, we've got the client. In this case, we also want the Google Drive folder. So Google Drive. So where we're going to get the Google Drive is going to be from the client, which let me pull it up over here. It's going to be from the client workspace over here. And so boom, we've got the client, which we can also just do here. And then the other thing that I like to do is I like to do the statuses. So prior to working on any of the automations, I like to get a good idea of how everything is going to work if we were to do it manually. And once we can do a process manually, then we would be able to know that it can be automated and it can be effective. And so this is what I would probably be thinking about. Yeah. So we would start with to do, in progress, and then ready to go, and then completed. Yep, that looks great to me. Um, I'll do orange, and then I'll do purple. Boom. That's great. And so, if you were to look at this, we basically have a brand new task, which is probably going to be create campaign for new client, and we can also, by the way, add this into our onboarding automations and all of that stuff. I'll show you how that works, right? So create new copy for new client. Boom. And then it's to do. And then we're going to have an automation that automatically links the Google Drive folder. So this is the client. It grabs this Google Drive folder and puts it here. And then it has the due date, which is going to be tomorrow. And then we would have a new task. And then from our end, we would basically go from to do. By the way, I'm doing all of this stuff in real time to show you guys like how I think through these things. And it really is this simple. All of the complexity lies on the back end. And so we go from to do to in progress. This would trigger the copywriting workflow, do the research on the client, boom, 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 boom. And then once it's done, we would review it, and then we would review the copy. So we would look at this stuff, review it, and then if it looks good, we go and make edits. So we can also make edits, and then do ready to go. So when it's ready to go, at that point, we can start creating the campaigns. And so we go to the campaigns, and then we say Afonto campaign test, and then link it to the client, Afonto. Boom. And then let's go to Smart Lead. Let's exit this over here. Go back as well. And then as you can see, these are the campaigns. We will refresh as well. So you see like what it looks like in real time. We go back to the campaigns. Boom. Create campaign and clay table. And then this is essentially going to add the campaign URL, the clay URL, and also just create the stuff in here. So when we refresh in a second, we should have a campaign test. So this is the campaign test. And now we have the copywriting ready to go. We can click on the Google Drive folder, go to the engagement docs, go to the sequence, and then this is where the person would basically just copy what's in here. We go to where was it? Smart Lead. Yeah, we go to this campaign. Go to sequences. It's just loading. Boom, paste it. We can also just get like another one. Anyways, doesn't super matter. But I'm just trying to show you guys like how this stuff would work. So we got another variant, and then just test, boom, and then test. Boom. So yeah, that looks good. And so what you'll notice is that we basically we created a link between the copywriting and the campaigns. And so that's how I'm thinking about all of these things. It's like we can have a person dedicated entirely to copywriting, just making sure that the systems are all aligned. And even though we have our systems automated to a large degree, keeping it in this manner allows us to do so much more than other agencies, because we don't need to have one person doing everything for one client. We could just have one person that's entirely focused on copywriting. And so they get like 10, 20, 30 copywriting tasks over here. They take them from here, and the moment they're ready to go, the go-to-market engineer, so we go to the org chart over here, the go-to-market engineer is now informed, like, hey, the copywriting is done. And then now they start the campaign creation process, which I just showed you. And then they can basically just copy these sequences, put them inside the actual campaign itself, and then just wrap it up. And then this would be this would be where the go-to-market engineer starts their work. Okay, so now I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is quite good. And we're kind of done. I guess we might want to create a drop down, which is the copy writing type, and then this would be like small, 2 variations, and then medium would be 6 variations, and then we would do large, which would be 10 variations. And so this is going to help us keep track of which type of campaign we are creating. And in addition to that, by the way, it also helps us in addition to this, we can also have automations that basically just like crank out like small variations, and then other ones that crank out like large, big campaigns. And so that's about it, honestly. I thought I was going to be doing a lot of automations, and I'm realizing that I actually don't even need that many automations. All of the automations are already done. And so this is something that I'm adding into my workflow. It's just the copywriting section. And that's how easy it is to add a new system into an existing workflow. And then I'm probably just going to link some stuff here to make sure that actually, let's do this. Let me show you guys create onboarding. Yeah, create tasks. This one we could do. I think this one's worth it. Boom, boom, boom. Edit client, create email task, new sample lead. This is when a client is moved. And then I guess over here, in addition to creating, we can also do campaign 1 copywriting. There you go. So this is how we would do it. Copywriting. Boom. So campaign 1 copywriting. And so campaign 1 is created, and then the copywriting, campaign 1 copy. Right. I don't know why I keep struggling with this writing. I think I even spelled that wrong. Anyways, doesn't matter. And then the due date, we just reduce it by 1. So it's 3. And then we also want to make it go to rather than the campaigns, it goes to the copywriting section. Oh yeah, I totally spelled it wrong. Campaign 1, copy. Anyways, doesn't matter. We'll just do copy. Boom. Move it to 3. And then client. Oh, we also have the client. Oh, there you go. So we don't even need to overly complicate it. We've already got the automations. This is what I was thinking about. So get client, boom, Google Drive, copywriting type. It's going to be large. Boom. That's awesome. And then now we just clone it, remove it here, and then we do it again. And now we've got 3 copywriting tasks. See how cool this is? It's so effective. Campaign 2 copy. Boom. And then campaign 3 copy. So there you go. 15 minutes of operations. Super easy. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Cheers!